and my name is Kelly. And today I'm just trying to see if anybody is interested in just starting the week off on a positive note and then setting a few plans for the week. And then let's see what happens. So I'm going to look up some motivational quotes, and this is what I normally do to kind of get myself revved up for the week. So we'll start here and we'll see what's happening. Now, let me see. I want to fix one thing here. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. That. Okay. What's happening here? Oh, we have one person. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So, we're going to be talking about, Simone Watchman. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. I missed you yesterday. We were out and about. So, have to catch up with the service a little bit later. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, top of the morning. Very nice. So, how's your weekend been? Or how was how have the last few days been for you? Just checking in and seeing how everything's going. Been a couple busy days. I did a little bit of travel, not far, but just a little bit of travel. It's enough to start your day. Yep. Oh, the footage of wine. Oh, it was very good. Yes. We got Miss Tracy Hubers here. Hello. Yeah. So welcome in. So I'll talk a little bit about Rhinebeck. So Rhinebeck was interesting. Wasn't sure what to expect. I knew it was big, but it was a lot bigger than I anticipated. So I think, unfortunately, if you have any kind of disability, physical, walking, that's a tough place. But it was very nice in terms of finding anything that you were interested in regarding the fiber arts. They sold everything. Let's see. Was the long bus ride worth it? Yes, it was, because I didn't have to drive. I think that's the biggest thing. And, especially, I try not to look at gas too much. Oh, you made a mistake. Oh, good morning, Kyle. Welcome in. Oh, a George Foreman grill. Oh, you made a steak. Okay, gotcha. Now, you got to tell us how the George Foreman grill did. It does really well on flat food. That's the thing. It's got to be flat. But yes. So like I said, Rhinebeck was great. And if you wanted hand-dyed yarn, you were in business. If you wanted the spinning, you know, every type of yarn, fleece, etc. And I think so. What I noticed that people were buying, by the way, were bags of fleece. And there was a vendor that was selling these massive bags of fleece. Some of them were $200. I don't know how heavy they were, but they were substantial, like Santa Claus, like something a picture of Santa Claus would carry. And I thought for the amount, I guess the prices were okay for the fleece. Some were 40, some were, and they were just big, huge amounts of fleece and all different kinds of fleece. They had alpaca, they had wool, they had different types of wool, different colors, hand dyed and not hand dyed, long and short fibers. I mean, it was crazy. And so I was just watching all the crazy shopping. I think for me, that was pretty cool. Yes, Mr. Kal-El, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, just butter and pepper. Oh, good morning. Yes. So, yes, yes, sir. So, yeah, Rhinebeck was worth it, but I would never drive it because it's 3 hours from where we left. So that's 6 hours of driving, and there's no way that you could actually well, you can do it, but you can't really do that in one day if you're driving 3 hours up and 3 hours back. So that's 6 hours driving because I walked 6,500 steps that day. So just so you know, yeah, I did some walking. Uh-huh. But yes, that's pretty cool. So let's see. Oh yeah, so that's it. Good diddle. Nice. Kal-El's being naughty. But yeah, good to see everybody. That's what Kyle's saying. Yeah. So that was the whole thing for the weekend. I got my workout. So the good news is I got the workout in. They had a lot of food. I didn't buy any food when I was there because I've been really trying to stay away from eating, junk. Now they didn't have junk food. They had a lot of pretty healthy choices. And so they had Greek food, Mediterranean, they had pizza, they had French fries, eating salads. Like I was looking at people, I said, boy, they were couple people had burgers, but real basic stuff. So it was good. It was really good. But anyway, I'm going to run through a couple of these motivational quotes, and we're just going to try to get our minds right for the week because that's the plan. Okay, here's a Walt Disney one. All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Ooh, we've talked about that a lot. Just having the courage to go out and do it, do what it is you want to do. And within reason. Like I said, if there's anything in your life that you plan on doing, and I've said this, I'll repeat it again. If there's anything in life that you want to do, then you have to, like today, the time is now. And that's the deal. Yeah, the time is now. You got to do it. So kind of, Walt Disney said you have to have the courage. So in addition to, having it's like you have to have the courage to do whatever it is you want to do. Yeah. And like we've always said this one before, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. And that's Mark Twain. Yes. And thank you for the thumbs up. And I would appreciate it if you guys leave one. But let's see. I'll answer the question, Suzanne. So, did I see any famous knitters or crocheters? I did not. I saw one person at Rhinebeck that's not famous, but like moderately famous. In the small crochet community. But I did see Proverbs 31 Jeannie there, which is pretty cool. And so she kind of gave me the quick go around and said, "Hey, this is where you should go. Check this stand out," that kind of thing. But I was really low on budget, so I really couldn't spend a lot of money. And my plan was not to spend a lot of money. But I did find a lady who had closeout yarn, and that's kind of what I was looking for because I did not want to pay $40 a hank. Um, and besides, I didn't really have a project other than a sweater. I'd like to knit a sweater at some point, but like a lot of these, kind of where I was. Yeah, but I didn't see anybody famous. And there's a Brandon, hello, and we have hashtag VOM. Excuse me, just a second. There we go. All right, had a little tickle in my throat. Let me take a sip. But hashtag VOM, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Peace and love. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So the whole thing is, I did get a chance to see. I will say, if you are a crafter, and you're able to get to any large fiber festival, this one was actually pretty crowded. Now I say it may have been a little bit too crowded, but the thing that they did have is that they have a lot of the makers were walking around with the stuff that they were making, and I'll give you my honest assessment. So I will say, and I know this is probably not popular, but the knitters were hitting it out the park. The knitters were hitting it out the park. They were using fancy yarn, and it was obvious that they spent a lot of time on their sweaters, and it was gorgeous. And so I have a short that's processing right now. I'm going to put it out there so you can take a look. I only took two people. I wanted to get two other people, but I felt a little uncomfortable just randomly talking to people and just saying, "Hey, can I take a picture of your sweater?" But actually, I asked these three women to take a picture of their sweater. They knitted the same sweater, and it's called. Now, don't ask me the designer because it don't know who they are, but it's called the Ooey Gooey. So you can look it up. I don't know how to spell it, but they made it in three different ways, and apparently this group of people had a meetup, and there must have been 100 of them. And I just kept seeing this sweater walking by me, and I said, "Wait a minute, is that the same sweater?" And then I realized, yeah, it was like a meetup. It was very nice. So it was that. So, like I said, the people. Oh, and yes, I hope I said hi to Brandon. Yep, thanks for coming in. So the whole thing is, if you want to be inspired, like going to those fiber shows is really good. Jordan fan, I'm going to be honest, for many reasons. And if you want me to tell you, I'll tell you why. Okay, so anyway, here we go. But here's an interesting quote that he said. Michael Jordan said, "I've missed 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game winning shot and I missed. I failed over and over again in my life. And that's why I succeed." Interesting. So a lot of people consider Michael Jordan one of the better basketball players, but it sounds like, from this situation that you are going to fail a lot in life. but you will win, if you keep going. You keep going. And, he played a lot of games. And good to see you, Miss Lydia. Thanks for coming in. Yarn Works by Lydia. So, yeah, and that's the whole thing. You got to keep going in life. And you have to. And as long as you wake up every day in the morning, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving. You have to go through your life in a different way. You have to try to be better than you were yesterday. Yep. So let's see. And this is a good one. And we talked about Mary Kay Ash. She was the Mary Kay cosmetics lady. She said, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve. And that's Mary Kay Ash. She started the Mary Kay Cosmetics Company. Oh, Kobe. Yeah, I like Kobe too. Yes. Let me see if I can find a thing for Kobe. Hold on. He does have a quote. I do remember seeing one. I just don't remember what it was. Yes. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Let's do Kobe. Yeah, well, you like the Lakers. Yeah, no, it's funny. I was not a Lakers fan, but I watch them from time to time, and I get it. Okay, here we go. Here are a couple of quotes. Boy, Kobe. I never listened to it, but excuse me. He said, "I'll do whatever it takes to win games, whether it's sitting on a bench, waving a towel, holding a cup of water to a teammate, or hitting the game-winning shot." So literally, it's not that he has to be the leader in every aspect. He says, I will do whatever it takes to win the game. And I see Kel is here. Hey, sub. Darkitect, good to see you. Yeah, so I like this again. I'm going to do Kobe again. So I'll do whatever it takes to win games, whether it's sitting on the bench, waving a towel, handing a cup of water, to a teammate, or hitting the game-winning shot. It's pretty good. All right. Yeah. And he was pretty driven, I will say. And then he said, the most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. I think that's a good one. Yes. Yes, yes. And here's one more. Oh, once you know what failure feels like, determination chases success. All right, now. Yeah, I think they're all kind of saying very similar things, right? Successful people, it's funny. I don't worship successful people, but I just kind of watch to see like what they're up to. And Google account. Shame, shame. But thank you. Some days I don't feel like the second quote is you. Okay. The most important thing is to try to inspire people so they can be great in whatever they want to do. All right now. Yeah, and that's kind of that was the evil plan of this channel. When I started this motivation thing, I was in the middle of a lot of chaos. Actually, I still am. But I was in a lot of chaos and strife on YouTube. And I said, ugh, these people are like wearing me down. Like, I got to do. That's kind of why I started this whole thing, because I'm realizing that people are feeling kind of disenfranchised, and they've been feeling disenfranchised. And it's just, I think that people do negative things because they feel disenfranchised. So they have to find their way. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that people need. Yeah. So, oh, okay. Now, this is another thing he said. Now, speaking of negativity. Thank you, Samoan Watchman. Okay. And he says, everything negative, pressure changes, is all an opportunity for me to rise. And I think that's true. That's very true. Absolutely. So negativity can force your brain, your mindset to be better and to ascend, because I think that's the natural thing for most people. They want to get out of the negative cycles that they end up in, I think. At least I do. Let's see. Okay. And Darkitect saying, I want to fly. Oh, but a helicopter is expensive. So around my area, we have a couple of these little tiny county airports. I am not a fan of I'm a little like those little puddle jumper planes kind of freak me out, but they do give flying lessons, which is crazy. So you don't have to buy one. I would never buy a plane. And I could tell you some harrowing stories about helicopter rides and planes, little planes. But you can learn how to fly. Now, I forget they are fairly expensive because jet fuel's pricey. But there was a guy that was charging maybe $150 for a few hours, 2 or 3 hours. And I said, that's really not that bad considering that. You know. Oh, did I see the parachute fan thing? No, I did not. Yeah, I don't like those air shows. So we have an air show right by my house. It's within 2 miles. We have an airport very close by. It's a company, but the company that draws the blood, and they ship their stuff via helicopters. That's how they do it to get the results back to the hospitals really quickly. And sometimes they fly these, 50 miles away to some of these fancier hospitals. And because I was wondering, like, who the heck uses this airport? But that's who uses it. So apparently and then apparently one of the health systems uses it for their stuff. And I guess they medevac people to other to bigger hospitals. So that's kind of what's happening. But a lot of these people do give flying lessons, which is interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. So that's not my thing. But I understand why people want to do it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't see that. Yeah, jumping out of parachutes is never going to happen with this one. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to the next one. You can fly cheap. There's men in drone show, folks, and all kinds of contraptions. Yes, yes, yes. And I like those little drones. I've seen people use them, and I don't know what I heard. There's a lot of laws now with the drones. You have to be careful with filming stuff, but I think those drone channels are pretty cool on YouTube. Yeah. So let's see. Then we're going to go back to this one here. We talked about this one too. This is a Chinese proverb. And the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. So you got to do whatever you're trying to do right now. Yes. And then this is one of my other favorite quotes that I like to look at. And this is Babe Ruth. And it's like, and Babe Ruth said, "It's hard to beat a person who never gives up." Bingo. So there's that one. Let's see. I don't know who this person is, but I kind of like this one.